Alright, you guys, we are back, and in today's video we're going to talk about some of the characters in Marvel's Rivals and some of their abilities. But before I do, I just need to make a point real quick. The first one is, we are huge Marvel fans around here, okay? We got the coffee cup, we got the Spider-Man shirt. Okay, so we love Marvel, we love the MCU, we love the comics. And also, here's one fun little fact for you. There's a comic back in the 80s or 90s where Spider-Man actually takes on the X-Men. And he puts on a clinic. He runs right through them. Professor X is pretty amazed at his abilities to do that. And I thought it was one of the greatest magazines of all time. I don't remember the title of that. It's been a long time. I didn't even think to look it up online before I mentioned that. But if you know what I'm talking about, let me know down in the comments. And without further ado, let's get into the game. Now, first things first, we're going to go over here to the heroes. And we're just going to talk about some of their abilities. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite characters first. And at least in terms of the MCU, and of course I'm wearing the t-shirt, so we're going to talk about Spider-Man a little bit here. So here's an overview of Spider-Man. He's got 5 stars in terms of difficulty, so swinging around the arena on his signature web lines, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker, catches his rivals by surprise with sneaky, sticky bursts of webbing and unexpected attacks from above. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Now you can rotate him around here. This is really neat. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. All very cool, but if we toggle over to the cosmetics, you can actually unlock. So this game was free to play, right? So one of the big things about it is there's going to be some in-game purchases, and of course the way they like to do that with a lot of these free to play games is through cosmetics. So of course you have to probably purchase some sort of in-game currency, but this is awesome. Kind of gives you a little play of what the skin looks like. That's pretty neat. We like that. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the abilities really quickly. So, his main ability right here is going to be just your basic melee attacks called Spider Power. You're going to use the right trigger to do that if you're on controller. Don't ask me about keyboard. I'm not going through it. Then there's L2, which is the web cluster, so you can just web them up. Classic Spider-Man stuff. Then you also have... his spectacular spin.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Which is really reminiscent of the Spider-Man game, actually. And for the record, I played all 3 of those games and platinumed them all, okay? So I thought the Spider-Man video games were incredible.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Next, we have the web swing. So we do that with L or left bumper. The left bumper, and if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be one of those like cooldown abilities. Then you got get over here, so you can web them up and bring them over. It's very similar to something you could do in the video game. Then you just have the combos. Pretty cool. So you can jump and flip in the air. Then you got the passive abilities, the spider sense. So anytime an opponent is near you, you'll get the tingling spider senses. You can even wall crawl, you guys. This is pretty cool. Yep. Typical stuff. We saw this in the Spider-Man games. Now you can also, you have these team up abilities. Venom shares a part of his symbiotes with Spider-Man and Peony Parker. Activating their symbiote abilities, Spider-Man and Peony Parker can convert the symbiotes into explosive spikes that inflict harm on nearby enemies and relentlessly drive them back. So that's wild. Then we get the extra web fluid if we team up with Squirrel Girl. And we can make web bombs. She can launch it to unleash an explosion upon contact with the environment or an enemy, briefly immobilizing damaging enemies caught in the blast. So that's pretty cool. And then there's a suggested combo here. Use the web swing to flank, then shoot a web cluster to deal damage.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
So some great multi-attack combos there. Super awesome, super awesome. So that's Spider-Man. He's one of my favorites. You got a little bit of lore information here. Here's some proficiency information. But Superman these days, or Spider-Man, I'm sorry, these days, he's probably one of my favorites for sure. Now the next character I think I want to talk about is going to be the Hulk. So I'm an old head. When I was a kid, the Hulk had his own TV show. If you watch it these days, it's definitely got that 70s vibe to it. There's no special effects there. There's just a really big weightlifting guy, like a power lifter. Lou Figurino, I think his name is. He played him. He's just a buff dude. And he was all painted in green. It's quite funny. But back at the time, it was a big deal. These days, it's kind of comical to go back and watch that. So now he's considered a vanguard, so he's kind of just like a brute force character. 4 stars, but he's found a way to coexist with his monstrous alter ego, the Hulk, by accumulating gamma energy over transformations. He can become a wise and strong hero Hulk or a fierce and destructive monster Hulk, a true force of fury on any battlefield. So we got a couple cosmetics here. That looks like world green. It says green scar, but it's just kind of the Hulk that we saw in Thor. Gosh, I forget the the name of it, where the Asgard gets blown up by the fire god. And then we got the mighty G-bomb here. So Grey Hulk. This is the smart Hulk, from what, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I think this requires in-game currency. Yep. So we're not going to do that just yet. We might down the road, because I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of this game. Now let's go over here to his abilities. You got the standard heavy blow attack. Just run up a melee. R2. Hulk smash. Pushing down on both thumbsticks here. You have the indestructible guard. You can actually create a gamma shield for the Hulk and nearby allies, absorbing and converting damage into energy for the Hulk smash. That's pretty cool. Radioactive lockdown. Emit gamma energy to render enemies immobilized. Yeah, so immobilize them, beat them up. Pretty typical Hulk stuff. Now, it wouldn't be the Hulk if he couldn't do the Hulk leap. So that's pretty cool. The Gamma Burst is an interesting one. Oh, that's just a Thunderclap. Oh, awesome as all hell. Now you got team up abilities. This was what makes this game so great, and it is part of the DNA in Marvel. In the movies, in the TV shows, it is about getting other superheroes in there, and it just not being a movie or a TV show about that individual superhero. There's always another superhero that makes an appearance of some sort. I love how the MCU is doing that. It is just a dream to watch. But in regards to the team up abilities, we got the Gamma Boost. This is going to be done with Doctor Strange and Iron Man. But when Doctor Strange uses Maelstrom of Madness, he unleashes excess gamma energy. And when Iron Man uses Armor Overdrive, he will initiate a gamma upgrade. Pretty awesome. And then you got the Gamma Fastball with Wolverine. You can literally pick Wolverine up and toss him at somebody. Bro, this game is getting a lot of things right, without question. And then there's the suggested combo. You know, if they kind of recommend this to get the most out of the character. But you can do the leap and unleash an indestructible guard to take damage and overpower enemies with heavy blow and gamma bursts before becoming the monster with a devastating Hulk smash. It's quite interesting. Also, there's Monster Hulk. You can play as Bruce Banner. So this guy's very, very versatile. I like it a lot. Puny Banner. Wait, hold on. Hold on. What is this animation? Show me. Puny Banner. So you can transform Bruce Banner into the Hulk by pushing down on both thumbsticks. This is a total win in my opinion. Okay, you guys? The Gamma Grenade. Pretty grenadey. Sounds about right. Then you've got the team up abilities. Oh wait, hold on. I think that's going to be the same in any form of the Hulk. So whichever version of Bruce Banner or the Hulks that you're using, those team up abilities are going to be the same. So what I've seen so far between Spider-Man and the Hulk, it's spot on. They're doing such a fantastic job with the abilities in these characters. I think the next person I want to talk about is actually going to be Loki, because I did initial impressions of this game on console and PC, and I wanted to play with the Hulk initially, but the Hulk was unavailable, so I think maybe someone else was using him. I don't know. But I ended up playing with Loki, and I surprisingly had a really good time with him. Now his overview here, 4 stars with greater. He's a strategist, so I think he's more of a support role type of player, and he gets 4 stars in terms of the difficulty. And it says here, what greater thrill is there for a god of mischief than to outsmart his foes? The cunning trickster Loki uses his illusions and shape-shifting abilities to weave in and out of combat, toying with enemies at every turn. Now we have some of these costumes, and listen, it looks like they're incorporating some of these costumes and skins from the MCU. That's a big W for me, you guys. Like, I will be acquiring these skins on some of these characters that I want to play with, without question. We're not going to talk too much about like the emotes and the sprays. I'm more interested in the abilities of the characters here. If you know who the character is, you're probably not too much worried about the lore. It just gives some background information on the characters. But here, as you can see, his main attack is going to be the mystical missile, using the staff from the first Avengers movie. That thing does damage, you guys. That thing gives off a lot of damage. Now we got the God of Mischief, so you can shapeshift into a targeted ally or enemy hero and use all of their abilities except any of their team-up abilities. Are you kidding me right now? Are you freaking kidding me right now? That's incredible. That is effing awesome. Next thing, with L1, this is a recharge. All of these abilities have to be recharged, you guys. So there's the regeneration domain. Use rune stones to create a magical field that provides allies healing over time and converts incoming damage into further healing. So that's awesome. Doppelganger. So I did this one. This one's awesome. You can project an illusion of Loki.
I outnumber you.
That's hilarious. I love it. This is great. Project an illusion that can cast some of Loki's abilities. That's awesome. So the doppelganger, I think, is the AI. He's just gonna play decoy, or he's gonna be able to use some of the attacks. You got the devious exchange, so you can actually create the illusion and swap places with it. Man, I'm way too hyped over this. This is heaven. This is heaven on earth. This game has a total like Overwatch like aesthetic to it. So if you've played Overwatch, you'll probably like this game. There's the backstabbing ability. Pull out a dagger to stab enemies, dealing extra damage when attacking the enemy from behind. Then there's deception. Become invisible and conjure an illusion to deceive enemies. You're literally invisible right here, and you can attack people. That's awesome. Now let's talk about some of the team up abilities here. Oh, here we go.
Time to vanish.
Okay, so you have Laffy Sun Reborn. So when Hela lands a final hit in defeating an enemy, she can instantly resurrect Loki and Thor in the respawn phase or grant them bonus health if they are still alive. You can team up with Thor and Hela. You guys, this is... Whoever, the developers that thought this through did a fantastic job. I'm telling you, this is awesome. Now, of course, we got the suggested combo here. You can use Deception and Doppelganger to create illusions, boosting his damage and healing. And deploy Regeneration Domain to shield allies and self. God of Mischief can shapeshift into any enemy or ally, instantly unleashing their ultimate abilities. So choose wisely. This is why I had so much fun with this character. It was wild. And I didn't even use like most of the abilities. I was just running around,
Your powers are mine. Judge,
hitting R2 and dealing damage with the staff because the staff does so much damage. So the fact that he's a strategist is quite interesting. He's kind of like a do-it-all. You can protect your allies, you can heal them, and your combat skills are pretty good as well. So that's Loki. Now, I want to do one more character before we wrap up the video. I don't want this to carry on for too long. But let's talk about the Winter Soldier. Why not? Alright, James Bucky Barnes. It's 3-star difficulty. He's a duelist, so he's a hand-to-hand combat guy. Terrifying experiments turned him into a brainwashed assassin, but now James Bucky Barnes is in control of his own fate once again. With his enhanced mechanical arm, the Winter Soldier is primed to deliver earth-shattering blows to any foe in his path. Now, of course, we got a couple cosmetics. I'm surprised I don't see a MCU skin here, but as you can see, these are some of the skins that he comes with. These are obviously going to be in-game purchases. Now over here with the abilities, we got the main attack is with his gun. You got the Kraken impact, leap high, then dash forward and slam down with the bionic arm.
Dangerous.
Pretty wild.
Again.
Then you got the Trooper's Fist. I'm sure this has something to do with punching with the mechanical arm. Dash forward, seizing enemies along the path and launch up enemies in front at the end of the dash. Oh, okay. Not what I thought it was going to be, but I think he does punch with the mechanical arm here, right? Yep, he sure does. Tainted Voltage. Charge up and launch a powerful electrical punch with the bionic arm in the targeted direction, dealing damage to enemies within range and slowing them. This ability can knock down flying heroes. Iron Man. Because Iron Man can stay in the air indefinitely, so you want to take him down with that. The Bionic Hook. Oh, that's new. I think they should add some of these into the MCU character, if I'm being totally honest with you. Now you have the Ceaseless Charge. This is a little bit more of a passive attack. It's kind of a grappling, get over here type of attack. Also gives you bonus health. Alright, I had to cough. I muted it really quickly so that I didn't cough in the microphone. I'm just actually getting over being sick, so please forgive me. Anyways, back over here, we have... with the team-up abilities, we have the Infinite Grit, okay? Raccoon the Rocket. And the Punisher. They receive buffs on infinite ammo and faster firing. So, pretty cool. You know, we saw a little team-up action with him in the Infinity movies. Brief, but you know that they'd make a great act together. And then we got the suggested combo here, okay? So slow down enemies with tainted voltage, reel them back in with the bionic hook, and finish them off with Trooper's first launch. With Trooper's fist that launches them up. Weave in rotor stern and ceaseless charge between abilities used to ramp up damage. So, yep, he's a brute. Total duelist, you can see it there. So, anyways, I think that's 4 characters. I think that's pretty good for now. We're going to wrap it up there. If you guys enjoyed the video, you know how you can support the channel. We're new. And without further ado, we'll see you in the next one. Peace!